All right, so today we're diving into the world of medical marketing.
Okay.
And I know it doesn't exactly scream exciting, right? But hear me out, because I found this company, MedicalVision, and right off the bat, the name, it just grabs you, you know? It's like they understand that in a world drowning in visuals, you got to be memorable.
Yeah, for sure. A name can really make or break you, especially in a field like medicine where, clear communication is so key.
Exactly. And that's why we're heading straight to their website, their digital first impression, and they're calling themselves a full-service creative agency. They're based in Germany's Ruhr Valley, been around for 30 years.
Wow, 30 years.
I know, right? The world of creative agencies, that's saying something. They must be doing something right.
That's a lifetime ago in agency years. Got to be adaptable to survive that long, for sure. But what really jumps out is that they're laser focused on the medical field. Talk about a niche market. You got to really know your stuff.
Right. And they seem to get that because they're all about offering that personal attention of a small agency, but with the skill set and network of a big one, kind of like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's smart. It's like they're saying, we're big enough to handle anything you throw at us, but small enough to actually care. And that's huge in medicine. Building trust, relationships, that's where it's at. But they're not just about feeling good either. They use words like knowledgeable, strategic, competent, even confident. They're not afraid to own their expertise.
It's like they're saying, we're not just designing pretty pictures here. So they've got a whole section about their strengths. And right there at the top, strategic. And then it's creative, versatile, agile, pragmatic, and get this, scientific.
Scientific. Now, that's not something you see every day from a creative agency.
Right.
Makes you wonder, what's their team like? A bunch of designers with PhDs. It's intriguing, though. Like, they're not afraid of the data, the complexity of it all.
It's like they found the secret sauce, making science, dare I say, cool and versatile. Oh man, they do it all. Print design, exhibitions, they're even dabbling in 3D, augmented reality, virtual reality, the whole shebang. They even mentioned a partnership with Sketchfab, and that's a big deal in the 3D and AR world from what I hear.
Wow, okay, so they're not just keeping up with the times, they're like riding the wave, maybe even ahead of it. That's thinking long term, especially with how fast technology changes these days.
It makes you wonder, what can't they do?
Right.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because it's one thing to offer all these high-tech solutions, but you need the team to back it up, right? And that's where I really got hooked on this telling brand stories thing they keep mentioning.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's like they're not just about the visuals, they're going deeper, trying to connect with people on a whole other level. Which, let's face it, in medicine, with all the technical terms and whatnot, a little human touch goes a long way.
It's like they're speaking human, not just doctor. And speaking of human, have you seen their team spirit page?
Yeah.
It's like they handpicked this group of diverse personalities.
Yeah.
They've got crazy creative types, and then those logical and strategic minds all working together.
It's really refreshing to see an agency highlight their team like that, because at the end of the day, it's the people who make the magic happen, right? When you've got a good team, a happy team, it shows in the work.
It's true. Happy team, happy clients, happy everything. And remember how we talked about that scientific angle?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it comes up again when they're describing their team. Some of them actually have science backgrounds, which makes sense considering their niche, but still.
That's huge. I mean, it's not just about having designers who can make things look pretty. It's about having people who really get the science behind it all, right? They can speak both languages, the creative and the clinical.
It's like having a medical expert whispering in the designer's ear, making sure everything's on point.
Exactly. And that attention to detail, that accuracy, it really shows in their portfolio. They've worked with everyone from big pharma companies to medical device manufacturers, even research institutions.
Talk about range. They're not afraid to get their hands dirty no matter how complex the project.
Yeah.
And it all circles back to their whole telling brand stories philosophy. They're not just designers, they're like storytellers, educators, helping their clients navigate this whole world of medical communication.
It's powerful stuff, especially nowadays when everyone's bombarded with information 24/7. Being able to tell a story, a good story, that's what cuts through the noise. And in medicine, that can make all the difference.
It's like they're doctors for information overload, making it all make sense.
I like how you think.
It's mind-blowing when you think about it, 30 years of mastering this craft.
Yeah, they're not just hopping on a trend. They were doing this before it was even really a thing, you know?
Totally. And the coolest part, this whole idea, it's bigger than just medicine, right?
Yeah.
It makes you realize any subject, no matter how complicated or, boring people think it is, can be fascinating if you tell it right.
Absolutely. Visual storytelling, it's a universal language when you think about it.
I mean, think about it. When you learn something new, something that really sticks with you, I bet you anything there's a visual that comes to mind, even if it's just like a metaphor or something.
It's true. Our brains are wired for that stuff. Images they click,
Medical vision
Yeah.
gets that, that's for sure. It's not just about showing you something, it's about making you feel something, making it an experience.
Exactly. They've cracked the code on making information not just easy to understand, but hard to forget. So for our listeners out there, the ones thinking, okay, cool, but I'm not selling heart stents, what's in it for me?
Right. What's the takeaway?
It's like this, no matter what you do, communication, at its core, it's about getting your message across, making it clear, making it engaging. And yeah, sometimes a little bit of artfulness doesn't hurt either.
A little sparkle never hurt.
And in a world that's just overflowing with information, it's those visuals, those stories that really cut through all the noise.
It's like they're taking medical jargon and making it, well, human again.
Yeah, and that's what's so great about what medical vision is doing. They're showing the world that you don't have to choose between being accurate and being engaging. You can have both, and that's a powerful thing.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive into medical vision, here's something to think about. Take a look around. How are visuals shaping your world? The infographics that break down complex data, the memes that make you laugh, even just the way a website looks, it all influences us. You might even be inspired to tell a few visual stories of your own.
Now you've got me thinking.